In the Bouchard household, the focus was always on family. With 5 boys and 2 girls growing up together, there was continuous activity and support for each other. All the Bouchard children graduated from Hinsdale Central High School, and they cherished the Red Devil spirit. Jim and Craig carried winning attitudes into high school, definitely making their mark at Hinsdale Central. Craig played varsity basketball and baseball, establishing himself as an outstanding hitter and pitcher. He set batting records and threw no-hitters. During the year he graduated, 1971, Craig would experience the excitement of the baseball team's first West Suburban Conference title. He was named to all conference and all Chicago area teams. Jim also excelled at sports, 3 to be exact: football, basketball, and baseball. Co-captain of the football and basketball teams, he was named Most Valuable Player for football. He was recognized on the first team for all conference and area. Jim still holds the record for the most football interceptions in a game. As adults, Craig and Jim moved into different professional circles. Craig served as president and chief executive officer of Numerix, a Wall Street software company. Before he helped found Numerix, Craig was a senior vice president specializing in domestic and international finance with First National Bank of Chicago. He held several key positions, including head of Asia Pacific while living in Hong Kong and Tokyo. In his position as senior vice president, Craig was the second youngest to achieve such a high level in the bank's 150-year history.
Craig and I went to First Chicago about the same time, in the late 70s. He was a first scholar, which means he's very bright. We were growing the business quite rapidly, and we were doing some business overseas, so we needed somebody with overseas experience. So I went to the top folks, told them what my needs were, and they said, well, we got someone for you. And they brought Craig in. The people loved him. He had that interpersonal skill that he can get along with a lot of folks and make things understandable and get consensus. He can take some of the more complex issues. He starts talking about them and people begin to understand, you know. And when he sees that they don't, he slows down or backs up. I thought he was absolutely super. I predicted just to myself that he's not going to stay at the bank because he had entrepreneurial tendencies.
Jim followed in his father's footsteps, devoting 20 years to the domestic and international steel industry. He worked for Inland and United States Steel, rising to senior executive in sales, marketing, and strategic market development. In 2000, when U.S. Steel acquired the Slovakian National Steel Company, Jim was part of an executive team assigned to the restructuring of the company. The restructuring was so successful that the company became U.S. Steel's most profitable asset. In 2004, the steel industry was undergoing widespread changes and consolidations. The timing was right for an innovative plan. At that time, Jim and Craig decided to merge their experience and skills to create Esmark Incorporated, a small private steel company that began with just 20 employees. After starting the company, the brothers set a course that included a remarkable plan for growth. Steady acquisition of large and small service centers quickly made Esmark a major force in the steel industry. The Brothers of Steel decided to further expand the company by acquiring a steel mill in West Virginia.
Their plan calls for merging Wheeling Pitt and Esmark Steel. They say the merger will ultimately free Wheeling Pitt from the crushing debt that it's faced now for years.
There has to be a trust factor to grow this company to a 3.5 million ton company. There will be no job loss, and the way we're going to accomplish that is through growth. and not selling assets. It's going to be through growth inside of the company.
As long as we own the company, 5% of our profit is heading towards supporting the retirees, their health care, and their pension benefit.
2 of the executives go out, which would be over $1 million per year in compensation today. Both myself and my brother will work for $1 each. Okay, we will take our compensation that is less than what their CEO or their president are making today, and we'll take all that in stock, and we're going to bet that we're going to turn this around and place the bet on the workers and the company that we're going to create something special.
After almost 20 years of struggling to try and save Wheeling Pit, this is an opportunity led by American entrepreneurs to make an investment in innovation and modernization in the valley. Esmark has plans for reinvestment. They've had a dialogue with the union from day one, talking about the kind of commitments they want to make to our members, to the communities. They're not asking for concessions.
He says that under the Esmark plan, the company is sure to survive another 40 years.